Santa, did you get my letter?
Meet one. Why did you call me in the middle of July?
I want me some presents. I've been a good boy for the first quarter of this year and most of the second quarter.
It's the middle of July. I was sleeping.
Hello and welcome to another dimension, the preferred dimension, because we have Andrew here, and I'm Jeremy, of course. Everybody knows me. I'm a pop star now, and it's Christmas in July.
It's Christmas in July.
Yeah. So this what we were thinking was, one day, Andrew was like, maybe we should do Christmas in July, and I was like, okay, and that's the thought process behind this. That's about it.
I really was expecting you to go into a deeper explanation of something that had no explanation, but you didn't. You
I know I am a disappointment, but
yeah,
we won't disappoint you with this, because the present for you guys is you're gonna have 30 to 45 minutes of us talking about stuff we like so far.
Like every other episode of the show.
That's why it's Christmas in July. That's a present, an early Christmas present.
Yeah.
So, and I put up a couple stretched Christmas games. We got some random blockbuster Christmas game. Parasite Eve. Shut up. Parasite Eve is a great game. You should, if you like horror, you like RPGs, you should do it. Play it. Batman.
Shrek 2.
Oh, Shrek. What is he doing here? He's not Christmas related. But he sure is a present. Banjo-Kazooie has a Christmas level in it. Shimu, Christmas level. And The Nightmare Before Christmas. The only Christmas game I actually have, other than that, doesn't really count. But it's Christmas in July, guys. And then let's get into it. Today we're gonna talk about the stuff we like this year so far. It came out this year. No South Park stuff.
Okay. I mean, South Park came out this year for the first time, so.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that and
our favorite
media, games, TV shows.
Yeah.
For you, movies and music.
Yeah, that came out this year so far. Don't have much.
You don't have that much to talk about.
I feel like I haven't sanctified much this year yet.
You should, because there's some good stuff.
There's some pretty good stuff came out this year. But I feel like nothing has been like landmark for me yet.
Not like Kendrick Lamar. It came out earlier that year, 2015. I remember, and I knew it was gonna be a classic.
Yeah. When that came out,
Butterfly, but nothing like that came out. But some good stuff.
Some good stuff came out for sure.
By the way, I got Fallout Christmas sweater, and
I have Fallout llama.
That's so creepy.
I don't know what is this, an alpaca?
Some doofy. Is it alpaca or
llama? Alpaca? You would know better than I do.
Why would I know?
Of YouTube. I was talking to the audience.
You're talking to the audience now. Okay. Hey, audience.
I love talking to our audience.
All right, we need to get to it because they're like, what are they talking about? I guess
we're not even like, what is this video about? So we just want to talk about some of our favorite things that happens this year. Do you want to go first? Do you want to?
Oh, okay.
How do you want to do it? Do you want to do it by type of thing, or do you want to do it by?
I got this, man. I'm the creative director, by the way. We're gonna start off with movies.
Praise be.
Thank you. I appreciate you giving me the praise I deserve. Anyway,
deserves a.
Let's talk about movies. First, let's get the worst movies out of the way. Mortal Kombat is a shit show.
So wait, we're talking about shit we don't like too? We just want to talk about the bad movies?
I don't know. I just want to bring it up.
Really want to shit on Mortal Kombat as much as you possibly can.
It's a bad movie. Watch our review. I just want people to watch our review too. Watch the review of that movie. It's bad. Really bad. We'll explain in detail why it's bad. Watch the animated one instead. Army of Dead, just as bad. Probably as bad. But those two worst movies I've seen this year, and
hands down,
we did a review.
We reviewed them both.
So go back and watch those. Any other bad movies have you seen?
I'm trying to think like actual bad movies. No, those are the two that stick out. I mean, Godzilla vs Kong wasn't that great, but it wasn't that bad either.
I like the fight. I want the best fight so far this year was Godzilla vs Kong.
Yeah,
and it was a great fight. I think it was worth it to see that.
I don't think there's any movies that I saw that were like as bad as Mortal Kombat. That's one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the worst movies, hands
lifeless.
down. Yeah, there's just nothing to it.
Yeah,
nothing to
bad, and it's gonna get a sequel. I hate you guys. You guys did this. Anyways, let's talk about the good.
Yeah.
I just want to call those out. So like Godzilla versus King Kong, the fights were good. Any movies like you want to talk about?
So I mean, the first movie that I kind of saw this year was I still wasn't going to the movies yet. I don't think they were open, or they were slightly open. So, but we had HBO Max, which had like the same day release for a lot of movies, which was just cool because we got to see the Judas and the Black Messiah movie.
Yes, which
was like the first real movie I sat down and watched this year that came out this year. That was really good.
It was good. Yeah,
I mean the acting, like I think, the guy from Get Out, Daniel Kaluuya, I think he won the Oscar.
For that role?
For acting. I think he did.
What?
Or he was nominated at least. They were both nominated,
Hold on. It came out this year, though. Why would it?
It was like just before the Oscar date. I think the Oscar date got pushed back a little bit, too, because of the pandemic and everything.
I knew it was nominated. I didn't know he won. Are you serious?
Or maybe he didn't win, but he was nominated. Nominated.
That's so weird. It usually is they skip the year. I guess it did come out very early. But that's my favorite movie
Either way,
this year.
If he didn't win it, he did a great performance.
Yeah, it was.
Like as I can't remember the guy's name. Yeah, everybody was great in that movie. That was awesome, and like it was still kind of like it was very cinematic still, which is why I like it. It wasn't just like a straight up biopic, like we're
documentary.
Yeah. No, it had like the music was awesome in that movie, really tense. All the time.
We should have a review on it.
We really should have reviewed that movie.
Yeah,
that was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely would watch that again for sure. That's the first movie I saw this year that like really stuck out to me. And the second one, which is probably something you might want to talk about too, is the Snyder Cut and how surprised we were.
Wow.
The Snyder Cut of Justice League, which it's not like a fucking amazing movie, but it was pretty solid. It was a pretty solid movie. A little too long, but it was definitely an actual good movie. And I can't believe that's the movie that we didn't get the first time.
It boggles my mind that
absurd.
They didn't want that. It's because it was too violent, too adult, too gritty,
too dark. I guess it was darker.
It was darker than other comic book movies, but you ever seen Blade or any other like more like Spawn? Or they had it back in the day,
like Watchmen.
Yeah, Watchmen.
I mean, was like a movie that like Zack Snyder did that basically got him the job. You know, like I don't know.
Understand. Yeah, he did that was probably I think I like the zombie movie he did, the remake. What's it called?
Day of the Dead.
It was I think I like that a little bit more, but I was impressed by it, and it's just too long. If it wasn't as long, I think it would be like a lot better. But I was surprised. You know, I don't really care for DC like that or even Marvel. But I was surprised. It was that ending was great. The climax, the characters I actually cared for,
and the action.
Yeah, the action was great.
Slow mo aside.
Slow mo, man.
Too much slow mo for sure.
And use more of that screen next time, sir.
Oh yeah.
The artistic vision of 4x3. Yeah. So if you haven't seen it yet, I think you should watch that. Definitely the Snyder Cut for Justice League.
Yeah, it's worth to watch it. I mean, you gotta sit down. It's 4 hours.
Take a break.
Take a break. You know, was there an intermission?
Take a day off.
Like, what can't remember? Was there like an intermission thing or no?
No, there was chapters. It was chapters. I never seen that in a movie. There's like chapters to it. So maybe like you just go through it in chapters.
They did that in Clockwork Orange.
They did?
And I think so.
That is a long movie.
Yeah, like a lot of Kubrick movies, I think, break it up by like chapters. I mean, The Shining might have done that too, but it's very rare. Yeah. I think there's some Kubrick movie. I'm pretty sure Clockwork Orange does that. I have to watch it again.
But is it 4 hours long?
Barry Lyndon is another Kubrick movie that did that. Yeah, well, they're all long. They're all like 3 hours, like each of his movies. So I think that's May Snyder was like, oh, I'm a filmmaker. Because he thinks he's an auteur or whatever.
I made 300 and people liked it. You know?
Look, I'm not
What happened with Army of the Dead? You freaking hack.
cinematic masterpiece that was Army of the Dead. Yeah, but look, Army of the Dead aside, the Snyder cut of Justice League, I'm really glad we got it at some point. I wish it would have happened sooner, or some version of that at least. I think it was, and if that movie would have been 2 parts, it would have been better too. Like,
it should have been.
Just maybe a couple months out from each release, that would have been cool, because it was a long movie, and I think it worked a lot better for the characters to be a long movie, and I think the plan originally was supposed to be 2 movies. So why didn't they do that? Why didn't they just make it 2 separate movies like the plan was all along?
We can always just go back to the studio, Warner Brothers. I hate you guys.
Yeah.
They just messed it up.
I mean, they got Mortal Kombat, right?
You can't even say it with this straight face.
I can't even,
you can't even do it.
No.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Warner Brothers is they got some duds going out right now with their tentpole franchises for sure. So, but I'm really glad they believed enough in the fans to make the Snyder cut a thing. And I'm glad we got to see it. And it's not a perfect movie by any means, but like, wow, like if that's not a testament to studio interference, I don't know what is.
It's just sad to see, but it was a good movie. I don't want to talk about Zack Snyder anymore. I don't think this year.
This is the Zack Snyder channel.
No more. He gets too much praise over here, or we talk about it too
He really
much.
does, yeah. Too much attention.
But let's bring up Judas and the Messiah again, because that was my favorite movie so far. I've seen. Oh, let's talk about that later. So like you said, the acting is great. I think it deserved the best performance by Daniel and yeah. And also,
Stanfield. I don't think he was dominated.
He's so great. He's one of my favorite actors going right now.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, he has so much range, and he was in Get Out like just shortly. I mean, yeah, he was that, and also Atlanta. Yeah, he was good in that. And this and he kills it, and and I can't believe that's a true story, and they did it so well. And at the end, spoiler! I don't want to talk about spoilers. I forgot about that. No spoilers. But my favorite scene is when he's doing the speech, right? Daniel and the FBI agent's there.
Yeah.
And then he's like by his side, and then his pregnant girlfriend is there, and like so much like tension going on because it's like she's pregnant, but he might die. Like he knows he's gonna die probably, and like he knows he's a fraud.
Yeah,
that was the best scene I've seen this year.
It was great. It's biblical. I mean, it's obviously it's in the name.
Yeah,
that's meant to be like the Jew, but it was actual true story. That's the weirdest part, is that this like biblical myth was like an actual thing that happened in a way.
Yeah, I mean, it probably happens more than you think. Like,
probably.
People always betray each other. Be better to each other. What's wrong with you guys?
Yeah,
it's Christmas, okay? Come on.
It's Christmas, man. That's why I'm gonna sabotage the channel.
Too late. Also, I want to bring up one more thing. Shaka King is the director. You ever heard of him?
No.
Because this is only his second movie.
What was the other movie?
I forgot. I looked it up, but I forgot the name of it. But this is. I mean, it was like in 2013. So I think he did some movie stuff. I mean, not movie stuff.
Shaka King.
Yeah.
Let me look it up.
I was impressed. I was like, who directed this? I wanted to look it up because it was done so well.
It was really, like I said before, cinematic. For like an actual art piece, Shaka King.
I can't really say anything bad about it. I gotta watch it again though, see if it's gonna be my movie year.
I mean, so far, I think it might be the best movie I've seen.
Other movies I liked. I like Bad Trip. You know what that was? With Eric Andre?
Oh, I didn't watch
it. The prank one?
Yeah. Yeah, you told me
the
about
reason
that.
why I like it, it's not really a good movie. They actually worked a movie, like a plot, into a prank comedy show, which I thought it was insane. Now, I think this could be done way better because it's like a generic love story. But I thought the pranks were funny. I just had to bring it up because I like Eric Andre a lot. I think he's hilarious.
He's hilarious.
Yeah, and I think he has like a big future ahead of him because I think he could do like really big things.
I feel like there's no one like him.
Yeah,
he's got this unique. It's so hard to make comedy unique, and I feel like every time I've watched like either a stand-up comedian or somebody that's doing something comedic, there's always elements of it that have been done before. And Eric Andre is like, who the fuck has been like that? The only person
he's just being himself, I think, and it's scary.
Yeah, it is scary because that's just how he is. He's fucking insane.
Insane 24/7.
Yeah.
Like, it's good to watch. I don't know if I want to be his friend because I don't think I can handle it.
Probably not, but
it'd be a good time though.
Yeah.
But I had to applaud it for mixing in actual pranks of real people in an actual like movie.
Yeah, it's experimental.
It was I don't think I ever seen something like done that well before, but it's still not like a good movie. But the pranks are of course funny.
Yeah.
And Spiral from the Book of Saw. So I went to this because I like the Saw movies. They're like stupid fun to me. Like I like what's it called when murder porn or so torture porn. Yeah, I like the concept of it. I had no expectations for this movie whatsoever. It had Chris Rock. I like Chris Rock a lot when he's not in bad movies like Grown Ups. And I was like, Chris Rock in a serious role, like lead role, and I actually liked that. But he makes the movie. I mean, the movie's predictable. You're just there for like the traps. But he was good, and he was like being a hard ass, and it actually worked. I couldn't believe it. It's nothing special, but I wanted to commend him for that. And it's going to be a sequel, and I might actually watch it. I couldn't believe it. I thought it was going to be a shit show.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen a single Saw movie. It's not really...
I think you should just watch the first one and see if
That's
you
what
like
I've heard. Like, the first two are, like, okay, and then
the rest is just... Ugh.
Yeah, but Chris Rock, like, he was awesome in Fargo, season 4, in a more serious role, too, so I'm glad to see he's kind of, like, changing... You know, he's not just being typecast anymore as his typical comedic role. It's cool.
He's my favorite stand-up comedian.
He's really funny.
Yeah.
He's got great stand-up.
Yeah, he has a great presence.
Yeah.
So let's move to music.
Music, all right. Do you want me to go first?
Go ahead. You're the music man.
I am the music man.
You're the music
sometimes. Man. Yeah, so there wasn't a lot that came out this year that really stuck out to me, but the first thing that came out, I was like, wow, and I'm like glad it was here, and I was highly anticipating it. Was obviously St. Vincent's new album.
I listened to it.
Daddy's Home. Yeah. No, it wasn't as good as Mass Seduction in my opinion. I think there's a couple weak tracks on it, but it was, I will say, a very solid effort. It definitely wasn't, and she's still very much St. Vincent. She takes a new direction, still very much on brand. I love that. I love how artists can like reinvent themselves and still sound like them. They don't sound like
they don't lose their
else.
Identity.
Exactly. So there's a lot of cool stuff like electronic sitar she brings into the album and stuff, and there's I guess she was trying to set the album in New York in the 1970s, and definitely got a 70s vibe for sure.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
she was trying to do that.
Yeah, she definitely was trying to get that old feel. And honestly, I wish more artists today realize how much better music sounded like 40 years ago or even like 20 years ago. There's just, and she just naturally understands you gotta have like color and orchestration and production. You got to make things sound full if you're gonna make like pop music. And I think
it's very hollow these days, synthetic.
So hollow.
Everything's computerized.
It all sounds like it's just a person with a super clear voice singing over like a simple beat, you know, in 3 notes. It's dumb.
It's heartbreaking.
It really is. Yeah. So
sometimes that's like, it's okay, but everything sounds like that though.
Everything sounds like that. You know, there's no nuance or to anything. So I'm always glad when an artist is like, you know what, fuck the norm. I'm gonna do what I am, and I think she does it so well. So, yeah, not as great as Mass Seduction in my opinion, which is like one of my favorite albums ever. So I mean,
it's hard to beat that.
It's hard to beat that.
It's hard to beat your favorite albums, yeah.
But probably the best album I think came out this year so far, in my opinion. Like that I like the most at least. 100%. So I applaud her. I'm still, it's probably gonna end up being on my vinyl shelf at some point, that album, but it's not as good as Mass Seduction, but still very good.
That album cover is not as good either.
Right, because her ass isn't sticking out.
Oh no, because of the colors. That's what I'm talking about.
I actually do love the album cover. I love the vibe she was going for too, of like her music videos. I don't know if you saw any of them, but it's all just kind of like it's almost like I don't know what to call it, but exploitation film kind of.
Oh, okay.
Like, sort of.
Yeah, I know of the 70s exploitation. Yeah,
it kind of reminds me of that. It's kind of creepy at the same time. It's cool. It's a cool vibe. Yeah, but it's a great album.
She had a plan. She made an album. She said it through, and like she had an idea and stick to it. I like that.
She takes her time. I like when artists like the Mass Seduction came out in 2017, right? So that's
the last one.
4 years ago now. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
So I like when people, if they take time in between albums. That usually makes a better product. The songs are more inspired, and these ones are really emotional too. Like her dad got released from jail, which is part of the reasoning for the name, part of it at least. And there's a song about that on the album, so there's a lot of raw, real emotion in there. I can tell. She definitely goes to a dark place in some of the songs, which I like. I like when artists are vulnerable like that. And there's gonna be a documentary about her coming out this year. It's like a mix up, yeah. Like I don't know what to call it, but it's kind of experimental documentary. It's like half documentary, half something else.
Scripted? Or
yeah, it's like half scripted, half unscripted or something. Directed by Carrie Brownstein from Portlandia, because they're like friends.
Okay. So he came to her for that, or did she want to do this?
I mean, like, I don't know what the context. I think they both set out to just talk about it.
Okay.
I don't know, but the trailer is pretty wacky.
I gotta see that.
I'm excited for it. I don't know. It's probably not gonna be in major theaters, so I probably have to just find it online somewhere. But definitely want to see that when it comes out. So definitely my favorite album so far. One of my favorite artists, and I'm glad she's still making good music.
Anything else you want to shout out, or is it?
The last album I want to talk about is something that's kind of new, and I'm gonna try to pronounce the name of the artist.
Take your time.
It's Shungudzo. Shungudzo.
Let's go.
I think she's Zimbabwean, so I'm probably fucking up the name of the artist so much.
Don't worry about it. You've never seen that name before, so it's fine.
Yeah,
I guess.
But the name of the album was "I Am Not a Mother, But I Have Children," and I have to say the album, I had no expectation. I was just kind of like going through new music that came out that Friday. Like, I sometimes do that just to try and find new stuff, and I'm open-minded. I usually just come across shit on Spotify's new music list because it's usually just dumb pop music like we were just talking about that has no life to it. It's just 3 notes and a beat and a really crisp, clear voice. I hate that shit.
Don't do it.
So I was happy to discover this artist. It's really just indie pop. It's nothing crazy. Nothing about it is super, but it's just really, really singable, catchy songs. But the lyrics are really... obviously political. Like, one of the songs is called it's a good day to fight the system or something. So it's a very politically charged album about...
I know you about that.
Yeah, no, I like that sort of stuff. And I honestly, like, it's the kind of protest album I feel like we need right now. Like, no one really... It's really raw and real. It's not super deep in terms of like, I have to read into this. It's like pretty on the nose about what its message is, but I'm glad that somebody's making really good quality singable songs and singing about stuff that matters like that.
It gets people like listening.
Yeah,
like you listen to it, it's like, this is a nice beat, nice melodies.
Yeah.
And then you listen to the lyrics, it's like, what's she talking about?
Yeah, and it feels real and inspired, unlike when sometimes artists, I don't know if they're trying to pander or if they're trying to do what they can, use their platform, like Eminem trying to talk about, police brutality. It just didn't really work for me. But this felt a lot more like police brutality is mentioned on the album. It just talks about everything, and being underclass. It covered a whole lot of ground. Being a woman of color in America and everything. So it was a good album. It was really heartfelt, real, and I just thought overall, like, the music too sounded cool. It sounded like there was like weird instruments I don't really hear very often, like flutes and like steel drum stuff. It was cool. Like, I don't really hear stuff like that anymore. People don't try to make music sound different. They just try to make it sound accessible, and this was accessible and different. So I liked it. It's really cool.
All right, you're going to have to send me that because that sounds interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's your thing, but...
I like indie pop, though.
It is indie pop. I would call it indie pop, but it was cool. It was like a break from the norm, which I liked. It had feel like, kind of like Daddy's Home. It felt like old sounding, which I like.
Old is old.
Old is old.
Old is
old.
Anything else? Nothing else?
Those are really the only 2 albums that stuck out to me so far, honestly. Yeah.
So I have a couple. I'm gonna talk about. Then I'm gonna talk about my favorite one so far. You didn't listen to Tyler the Creator's new one?
It just came out. Newest. I heard one of the songs.
Call Me If You Get Lost.
I haven't heard the whole album yet. I heard one of the songs, so I think it's I can't remember the name of it, but I heard one of the songs.
It's Lumberjack, maybe.
Yeah, Lumberjack. That's the first one I heard.
I want to mention that. It's like, well, Tyler the Creator has grown as an artist, and I appreciate it because he used to make just kind of like edgy music back in the day. I like some of it, but I kind of wrote him off. But in recent times, he's really matured. His last album, Igor, was great. I loved that's one of the albums that every song I liked. I liked the sound of it. It was like a breakup album. This one is not as good. I'll only listen to it like twice, so I can't really comment too much about it. But it has like a more harder sound than his previous one. And Lumberjack, it uses a old Wu-Tang beat, and I appreciate it. As soon as I heard it, I was like, yeah. But you should listen to that. Call Me If You Get Lost by Tyler the Creator. Brock.
I gotta listen to that one. I didn't realize it was already out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It just came out, I think, like last week or 2 weeks ago.
Okay. Yeah.
So Brock, I know you don't like Brockhampton, but Brockhampton.
I don't love them.
You don't love them.
They're okay.
Roadrunner, The New Light, and what is it? New Light and New Machine. I mean, this is just it's a good album, but it's not one of my favorites. I think you might like this more. It has kind of a different sound, more like a older school hip hop sound. But there are a lot of good features. Danny Brown's on it. JPEG Mafia.
Oh, the Danny Brown album, did that come out this year? Newest one?
No. That was like 2 years ago.
That was really good though.
That was like 2 years ago. I hate you. Tell me. Okay, wait, hold
know
on.
what I'm saying? I think it's
Yeah, it was like 2 years ago, man. It's okay.
I just discovered it.
I wish I could talk about that. That would be on the list.
Bro. That's great.
Brockhampton, I think they're going to do one more album, and I think they're done. But this one is still quality. Shoo Shoo, Oh No. So Shoo Shoo, like one of the craziest, innovative acts going. I don't
even know what to call them.
Yeah, see, that's why I like them. I never know what they're going to do next. And this one, they do a duet album, like a whole bunch of their like favorite artists that they collab with. And like one of my favorite song of the year is 100 Years on there. It's a great song. I just want to mention that for a little bit.
So
I didn't really.
They do a duet album with other artists.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So like the main singer Jamie Stewart, he's on every song of course, but then every song it's a different artist.
That's cool.
So it has like every song has a different feel to it.
Are they more like artists I would know, or are they like?
Oh, probably not. I don't even know. I don't even know all the artists.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll check that out though. That sounds cool.
And it's not like it doesn't sound like what's it called? Forget the one I had you listen to.
That was something. That was a trip.
Slow Tie, Tyron. This is a British rapper. I've never heard of him actually. It's like the first half of the album is just straight up like hip hop bangers that I really enjoy listening to, and then like the second half is kind of like slower songs, love songs I don't really like. But it's a British artist. It sounds unique to like the American sound I like. So Slow Tie, listen to that. It's a good album. Tyron.
I've never heard of that guy, but I do love like British hip hop right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like Little Sims is great, and
Little Sims is great. Yeah.
I think her new album. I would have probably put it on here if it came out, but I don't think it's out yet. But yeah. But there is definitely a sound. I think it's more old school sounding to me.
Oh yeah.
Almost, which I think is why I probably like it more. Reminds me more of like stuff from the '90s that I listen to more than like stuff that comes out now.
I mean, that's all I'm in right now. I'll talk about that soon. So this is a sad one. Czarface and MF Doom. Super What? That's the name of the album. So Czarface, it's a hip hop group with Spectre Deck of the Wu-Tang Clan, 7L and Esoteric. They were like a
group?
Yeah, super group. And they did a collab album with MF Doom a couple years ago. I forgot what it's called. But this was supposed to come out last year, but COVID happened, and then it came out like a little bit like in May of this year. It's a super short album. It's like 26 minutes long, but it's still quality. Like you might like it because it's like the 90s hip hop. It's just they always come out with quality. It's nothing like crazy. Nothing's gonna be like a classic. It's always quality hip hop, good rhymes, unique beats.
I mean, I like MF Doom a lot, so I mean, there's a good chance.
Yeah, but man, he just sounds. I think this is. I can see why he like passed away. He sounds kind of rough. He sounds kind of like he doesn't sound like himself, but like I've noticed that around like when he got up in the years that he sounded like kind of like off a little bit, but he's still good. He's still good.
Not like Eminem.
Not like Eminem. No, Eminem is just he's gone in the other way. But it's just sad listening to it because like he's my favorite hip hop artist of all time, and it doesn't even feel like he's like gone because he's not really in the spotlight. He didn't really do interviews, never really showed his face, but he's been around since 1991 or 1990 actually.
That's so cool.
So it's a short album. If you guys want to listen to it, like it's probably gonna be the last album he releases. Hopefully not, but it's just like that. It's just sad to talk about.
Do you know of any other like projects that he was like working on before he died, or?
There was. I think he was supposed to work with Madlib again, with like Madvillain.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm sure he has like a whole bunch of songs, but I don't know about a project. I gotta look that up, but I know this is the most recent one, and it happened after he passed away. So rest in peace to MF Doom. Now my favorite album this year so far, More Mother, and Billy Woods Brass. You ever heard of either?
I've never heard of any of that.
You ever never heard of the word brass?
I don't know what you were just talking about.
More Mother and Billy Woods Brass. Now
that sounds cool.
It's awesome. Now Billy Woods, he's been around since like the early 2000s. He reminds me of LP. He's like relentless with his rhymes. He doesn't pull any punches. He's very esoteric and cryptic. Like you're not sure what he's talking about at first, but he's very dark and he doesn't pull any punches, like I said. And More Mother, she is more recent, and I think she was like a poet before she got into it. So this sounds like a slam session at like a poetry session, kind of like that. So like the way they rhyme, stream of conscious.
Adding this to my Spotify.
You should, man.
Cool.
I was gonna recommend it to you because it's great. So More Mother, I listened to one of her albums before. It was alright. It was kind of rough around the edges, but her presence on the mic is ferocious. Like she sounds like a straight up beast. It's great. Like I
love the album cover. It's cool.
Oh yeah, I don't know what it is. But
I don't know either.
It kind of describes the album. It's kind of creepy, but
I like it.
Like they're great hip hop artists. Stream of conscious, like just going off the off their brain. But it's very dark topics. One of the songs called "What the Blues Remembers What the Country Forgot." So music down the line. It's like, oh, the blues always talks about like what happened, the issues of life and stuff. But history books and people like to forget certain stuff.
I feel like I love this.
That's why I was like, you definitely like this.
Show me this like a week ago.
And it's soulful. It's very it's some parts industrial. Like it has a lot of different sounds in it, but it's so cohesive. I love it. Almost every song bleeds into the next one. It's an actual album. It's just not a playlist.
You're describing something I would like.
Hopefully, I'm not overrating it, but
man.
I love this album so far. Okay, so I watched an interview with those two, and Billy Woods also is funny. I didn't know this. He doesn't show his face at all. If you look on the internet, he doesn't show his face. It's like always blurred out. So it's kind of like similar to MF Doom. I think he might have been inspired by him because he came out a little bit after. I see a little bit of him in him, but he's like much darker one, much darker. So he talked about in this song called "Shimmy" that I related to it so much. So in the song, he talks about putting a poster, ripping out a poster of Michael Jordan and putting it on the wall. He's like, man, one day I want to be like an NBA player. If I do good, I want to become as good as Michael Jordan. Then he says, man, grow up. I'm older and I'm only 5'7", and I related to it so much because when I was younger, I thought I could be like an NBA player, and then I never grew. Oh man, that hurt. That hit me right here. So but in the it's not as clear when he just rhyming. Yeah, you kind of decipher it, but it's pretty clear in that one. So I was like, man, yeah, he's speaking to me. He's speaking to my soul. Yeah, it's just a great album. One more song, Game for the gang for a day. They like detail and like, but what's it like jumping? You mean jumped into a gang, like gang life?
Wow.
It's pretty dark. I think you will like it. It's dark.
I feel like I would like that. Just the way you're describing it sounds awesome.
I'm glad I'm describing it well because it's hard to album to describe because there's so much going on.
Yeah.
I just gotta tell you, like, her performance in it, it's like ferocious. It's something I love. Like,
Yeah.
she's like animalistic. I love it at some points, but sometimes it's melodic at times too. There's some melodic songs, and soulful. It's a lot going on, man. And it's so coherent as well. It's a coherent album. It's just not a whole bunch of random songs. So that's my favorite album so far.
All right, man, you're like describing like something I would love. So I gotta check that one out. More Mother.
I don't want to
I just
overhype
already
it.
added it to my list.
Okay.
It's gonna happen that I'm gonna hear it.
So More Mother and Billy Woods Brass.
That sounds legit.
It is legit. Let's move into TV. You talk about TV because what I've seen this year. You see what I put down?
I see your list over there, and I'm just cracking.
You see it?
I'm sorry.
We have The Sopranos. Man,
Just came out this year.
If you ever never heard of it,
Yeah,
but
you probably never heard of the show called The Sopranos.
I've been rewatching that. Unfortunately, I just old is old.
Oh no.
And then Xavier, Renegade Angel.
If you don't know what that is, which is actually, you probably don't, because most people
Hopefully
don't.
you don't.
But it's the show. It was on Adult Swim.
Yeah.
Right when you were younger, it was like 2011 or something.
Oh no, 2017. No, it's not 2017.
2007.
2007. Yeah, 2007.
Yeah, it's something like 2000 or whatever. But it's just crazy, weird show about. How do you fucking describe this show?
Okay, first of all, it looks like an old PS1, PS2
The graphics.
cutscene. I can't describe it. You just gotta see it.
Really bad animation. You know, outdated animation for its time.
He's like an amalgamation of like a whole bunch of different animals.
Yeah,
he has like 6 nipples, and he goes around helping people. I think.
Snake arm.
Yeah, he's a snake arm. He's kind of like
a bird.
He goes around helping people. I think.
He tried. Yeah, he
most,
goes around
most
trying
like
to help
rednecks.
like people in like some strange redneck town in the desert every episode. And every episode is absolute insanity. It's like the universe splits. It feels like you're taking mushrooms.
Acid. It's an acid trip.
Yeah,
without
really
the acid.
is. Yeah,
that's the best way to describe it. Because there's no sense at all.
It's insane.
Last episode,
insane.
I would say watch the first episode of the second season because it's the most insane yet. It's very offensive. It's everything.
Or he's in the last episode of season 1.
Oh,
where he's like talking to himself and just like, I literally, it felt like I dreamt the whole thing.
Yeah,
it's insane.
It's a fever dream.
Yeah.
So that's what I watched this year.
Those are the only 2 shows we got.
The new shows, and The Boys, but. Let's not talk. The old is old.
Old is old, man. Old is old. We're talking about new things.
2021, all right, and forever.
So I'm gonna talk about WandaVision only because it came out, I think, in January. Did it? It was either the end of like last year or it was like January. Either way, it was mostly this year.
It was in this year.
Yeah, that it was occurring. So I want to talk about the Marvel shows in general because I thought they were pretty good. Mm-hmm. I'm a big Marvel fan, as some of you might know.
I had no idea. Wow. You're so lame.
Anyway.
I don't know what to say, man.
I'm like a pretty big Marvel fan, right? So I've been a fan of the characters since before everybody else watched movies or whatever. I like most of the movies, pretty much. A lot of the movies are formulaic. I'll say, I'm not going to say every movie they make is the greatest movie.
Man, it's the greatest movie of all time.
I love the characters, so I was excited to see them.
Doctor Strange is the greatest movie of Go ahead.
Oh, Doctor Strange sucks. I'm glad they got they're trying some new stuff with these shows, which is really cool. Like WandaVision I don't know how to describe it. It's a weird fucking show. And
I watched one episode of it and I liked it.
Yeah, because it's not like your typical Marvel thing. It almost feels like you're watching a completely different thing. Like she creates a world that's modeled after a sitcom, and it goes through like the decades. Like every episode Like, it starts off in completely black and white, complete sitcom, and then the world kind of starts to crumble around her, like, because she creates a reality, and that reality starts to fracture. And it goes into different, like, sitcom inspirations. Like, one was, like, Malcolm in the Middle, it reminded me of. One reminded me of, like, stuff like, I guess I didn't really watch, but, like, I Love Lucy, like, the beginning one, right? So it's cool. Like, I really like that. And I like the slow burn mystery. You don't really know how she got there or why she's doing what she's doing. And you finally find out everything towards the end. It was really, really cool. So, yeah, I was excited to not only watch that every week, but then now I'm excited to see where they take that with the Marvel Universe and, like, how that's going to impact things. It's pretty cool. Falcon Winter Soldier was the second one that came out that was just pretty much straight up Marvel.
Yeah,
Was like,
it seemed like more traditional.
More traditional, but it was still pretty solid. I don't really have much to say about it, except I thought it was pretty good. I thought it had a great arc for the characters that it's about. You know, both Bucky and Falcon. So it's cool to see where that's going to go. And then Loki is currently ongoing. I can't tell you how it ends, but so far not. It's so fucking cool though. Like I don't really care about Loki at all. Except for like the movies, I think he's like I like Tom Hiddleston the way he plays him, but I don't really care about the character very much. So I had like no expectation. I was just like whatever, I'll just watch it because it's a Marvel thing, whatever. But it's been really cool. Like it's about like because the Loki that is being shown like in Endgame, I don't know if you remember, but he like takes a Tesseract. It's like the one from 2012. So he
really
because they would go back and change the timeline, and he takes a Tesseract and teleports somewhere. They don't know where.
Oh yeah, I remember that now.
Yeah, so that's about
going back. Wow.
Yeah, because he died technically in Infinity War, and Thanos kills
Spoilers.
him. Sorry.
Everybody's seen it.
If you haven't seen Avengers Endgame by now, then you know. But so it's about like that Loki. So it creates what's called a time variance, and there's this weird like group of people that monitor like variances in what's called the sacred timeline, and they try to keep everything the way they want it essentially. So they put him in like a prison, like it's super crazy weird, and I don't even know where it's going at this point. It's fucking insane. Like
that sounds awesome.
It is. It honestly, like I didn't know this was a thing. I'd never heard of the Time Variance Association, and I'm like, you know how much I like Marvel, right?
Yeah.
They're getting to the point where they're running out of mainstream characters. So there's people I've just like never heard of. I've never heard of this. You know, Owen Wilson's in it. Owen Wilson, and he's actually not bad. Like I don't know, it works. I think I love Loki so far. I don't know if it's gonna end well, but so far it's gonna be
your favorite. You think?
It might be the best one.
Even better than WandaVision.
I don't know. It depends, but both are really weird, which I like. Like WandaVision and this one just both kind of broke the mold of what I was expecting for a Marvel TV show. So
they're getting it experimental. And
a little bit
creative,
and there's still very much the Marvel brand. There's like the humor is a big part of it, you know. But I think overall the types of stories they're telling now are a lot more. They're not just like their superhero origin stories anymore because
I'm so sick of those.
Right, because these characters are established too, right? So they got to figure out a new way to tell those stories, and they're interesting. They're really really interesting, I think. So
I'm surprised.
Yeah,
because what I've seen so far of WandaVision, I was like, yeah, it seems new, it seems interesting.
It's weird, right?
It's not the norm of Marvel, what I've seen in the movie theater, so I need to watch it. Yeah, I need to watch a lot of stuff on Disney. And I'm glad that they're doing new stuff, and they're keeping the quality up.
Yeah.
Compared to some of the movies. You're saying Loki, that looks interesting as well. What you're talking about, I definitely want to watch it now. Yeah. Because I didn't really care about Loki either. I was like, is he just the brother of Thor, or like the evil?
I mean, he's
brother?
like the god of mischief in Norse mythology. So I mean, there's some cool stuff he can do. Like he has cool powers and stuff. And I mean, I didn't really know what to expect because I don't really know much of his story, like comic wise, like about what he would do. I just knew usually like he's jealous of Thor. He's actually an adopted frost giant or whatever, and they find that out. Like he's
I kind of like know that from God of War.
Yeah,
spoilers.
Because it's God of War. Yeah, because it's the same mythology.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know Norse mythology really before God of War. I guess the new one. I didn't really look up on it.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. It's pretty cool. But yeah, so I mean, I'd watch. If I were you, I'd recommend any of those shows, but probably like WandaVision or Loki more.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because they're a little more different.
Yeah, I think I'd be more interested in that.
Yeah.
Because Captain America, Falcon,
Yeah, I mean, it was cool. It was good. It was definitely good, but it's very Marvel. It's very, very much like every other Captain America movie, which those are pretty good. And I don't even like Cap. Like I don't even like Cap, but Winter Soldier, that movie is fucking awesome, and I think this definitely follows in a lot of its footsteps in a lot of ways. So, Marvel shows are good. The only other show I wanted to talk about was the Mayor of Easttown. It was like a HBO miniseries with Kate Winslet, just about like a murder mystery, but it was just good. I don't really know what it's not
nothing
like,
special.
Yeah, I mean,
it's quality. You know,
it was a solid show that I watched that came out.
That's good, man. Sometimes you need that to fill time. It's like, I'll watch it. Yeah, oh, that was cool. Yeah, so Mayor of Easttown.
It's like Mayor of Easttown. Okay. Yeah, Mayor of Easttown.
So you recommend those shows?
I'd recommend either one. Yeah, and the Mayor of Easttown is only like 7 episodes, so it goes pretty quick. And all those are miniseries too, which is cool. All the Marvel shows are all like 7 episodes too.
I like it.
Yeah, so you can go through it in like a week.
Probably. Sweet.
Yeah.
Half an hour.
Yeah, some of them are only like a half hour. Some they vary in length. Some are like 40 minutes.
Okay,
some are
that's
like
manageable.
Yeah, it's
all
cool.
right. I'll probably watch WandaVision first because it came out first. I have to do it like that.
Yeah, that's just the way you are.
That's just the way I am. I gotta do it in order.
I expect nothing less.
So so that's TV section. Listen to him what he said because I guess I don't watch TV.
Shows.
Okay, so you have for this section it's gonna be mostly me. I'm
Handmaid's
gonna talk.
Tale came out this year too. There's a new season of Handmaid's Tale. It was pretty good, pretty intense. I should have talked about it more, but I didn't prepare.
You didn't prepare. He doesn't care about this whatsoever.
I have a list, but I didn't put it on there. But Handmaid's Tale is really intense as well.
Okay.
And kind of crazy and insane, and I'm kind of scared.
You're scared?
By that show.
Don't. I try to watch it. I wasn't ready for it.
Like it's now I'm definitely it's creepy.
I heard a lot of good things about it.
Yeah.
I gotta give it a try.
There's an honorable mention there.
Honorable mention.
Video games.
So
Mortal Kombat 11. I know. Number 1 on the list. Mortal Kombat 11, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and Overwatch.
Overwatch, no. Ultimate Marvel Alliance. Oh my god.
The original. Yeah.
So that's your list. Yeah. All right. You're close, man.
You put Sopranos, man.
I did.
You put Sopranos.
It was a joke. Right? I had to have a TV section, and that's what I watched. Okay, so I'm gonna do a separate video on video games, going in depth of all of these, I guess. But I think I played 5 new games this year. The worst game I played was Destruction All Stars. Have you heard anything about this?
No.
It's you ever heard of Twisted Metal?
Yeah.
So like vehicle combat without the guns and the violence, really. It's kind of like safe, Fortnite looking, kind of like Overwatch looking. They're trying to make like heroes out of like characters out of each.
I feel like you showed me this, or I have seen now that you
probably. I mean, it looks like every other fucking game now.
I feel like you showed me this. I hate this.
I hate this aesthetic. I hate it. And it was supposed to be a launch game for the PS5 because it's exclusive to the PS5, and they were trying to release it for $70 for a multiplayer only game, and then they pushed it back, and they released it free on PlayStation Plus, and it's now $20 new.
Wow.
And there's a reason why. Nobody had faith in this, and it's just a multiplayer like car combat without the guns.
$20. It's been out for a year, not even.
No. Okay, so it released for $20. It was supposed to be $70, but they lowered the price
because it was so bad.
Nobody wanted to play it.
Wow.
Because it looked bad. No, like I don't think they had any faith in it, and I agree. It's kind of fun. Some modes are fun, but it's just it's dead. It's sad to see because I like car combat games. I love Twisted Metal back in the day, and I want one. It should have just been Twisted Metal. I don't know what they were thinking. Twisted Metal is coming out with a movie series, or like a TV series. I mean,
what?
Yeah, it's strange. PlayStation's starting to make movies out of their franchises. They're trying to become like I guess Disney or other.
Right, like or like DreamWorks.
DreamWorks, something like that.
Because they made the Ratchet and Clank movie. Right?
Yeah, and that was supposed to be bad.
Yeah.
So hopefully, The Last of Us is not bad. Uncharted.
Oh yeah.
But let's get back to Destruction All Stars. It's just okay game, fun for like an half an hour or like a day, and then you just forget about it. That's probably the worst game I played this year.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna look.
I didn't buy it. It was on PlayStation Plus.
Gotcha. Like it was free.
Yeah, it was free on PlayStation Plus, even though it's supposed to be a $70 game. But so the other games I played and beat, I didn't beat this game yet. Cyber Ninja. It's a 2D side-scrolling action game. You play as a cyborg ninja. I mean, I say cyber. Oh no, Cyber Shadow is the name of the game. You play as a cyborg ninja. Sorry, I get it confused. So it's a fun, pretty hard side-scrolling game, hack and slash, in the 8-bit style, like old school games. If you ever heard of Shovel Knight, it's published by the same developers as that. It was made by one guy, I think. Yeah, one man got he made it. Wow. And it's pretty insane. It looks great. It plays great. I just haven't beaten it yet because it's very difficult. You know, I like my difficult games.
I've heard of Shovel Knight.
Shovel Knight is great. Yeah. It was my game of the year 2015. So Resident Evil Village.
Man, I haven't played this one, but spoiler alert: we live in the same place.
Do we?
And I watched him play this game, and oh my god, it's not only fucking creepy as hell, but it looks fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
It looks so goddamn good.
The RE engine is what it's called, and it's I swear it's the best looking games. I think it was made for the PS4 as well. I think it holds back a little bit. So I think the next one is going to be the best looking game so far on the PS5. Yeah, it looks great. It's fun to play. It's creepy as hell. Like that one part I showed you with the baby. That is the scariest moment of this year, and scariest moment.
It's like
spoilers.
Like amalgamation of a bunch of babies. Or something.
Yeah, it was grotesque.
Giant hump of flesh.
10-foot baby crying, calling you daddy.
It's so creepy.
Oh my god. It was terrible. I had to stop playing, and I don't get scared in games. I love horror games. And I had to take a break.
It was absolute nightmare fuel.
Yeah, so it's a lot of fun. Of course, you got the sexy vampires.
Oh, yeah.
That was the first part of the game. My biggest criticism, I think that they front-loaded the game with like all the interest and stuff, and then they got kind of like less interesting towards the end. So sadly, but it was still a lot of fun. It was satisfying. Complete game. I don't want to talk too much about it, but it's a quality game, quality entry in the series. It's still not better than this guy right here, Resident Evil. That's still the best, and Resident Evil 4 is still the best. But Resident Evil 7 and 8 like equal terms to me. So definitely get that if you like survival horror in Resident Evil. And then recently I beat Ratchet and Clank, the Rift Apart. Now this is definitely the best looking PS5 game to me.
I mean, I saw you play a little bit of it, and yeah, I mean, like, it just wow. I mean,
I just me playing it the whole time, like, wow, this is the spectacle of it is insane. It has all the bells and whistles of the PS5, what it can do. This is the first time I've seen this, other than the Demon Souls, I think, because Miles Morales was for the PS4. I think it kind of held it back. I think that game still looks great, but this, like, the performance was great, even though it was some glitches in it. It never, like, the frame rates didn't drop. There's so much animation, so much shit going on in the background. Like, it was insane. I couldn't believe it. The set pieces in this is so great, and it's still fun to play. I mean, this is the first Ratchet and Clank game I ever beat, so it's hard for me to really judge it against the other ones. Right. So I want to play the other ones and give my like final like verdict of what I think of this game,
where it stands in the series.
Yeah, because it's a lot different from the first one. Because I played the first one for like 4 or 5 hours. It has like a little bit of different tone. Like that is more like edgy, I guess, more like young adult or like more even adult.
Yeah.
This is more like kid friendly. It's like very safe. There's some really cringy lines in this, but it's some really funny lines for the background characters. Because in this game, like this is like a guy named Dr. Nefarious. He takes over the galaxy, I guess, and like all the workers are always like so happy to serve him. So like they're so happy to serve him. I love that like notion of like, oh, like their oppressors would just love to be oppressed. It's like, oh man, he's taking away all our breaks. It's like, I'm so happy to serve the emperor. Like, that kind of humor is always fun to me.
Yeah.
Like, and then, but see, Ratchet, he's so a goody two shoes. I don't like that. So I do like Rivet, the new character in this, a lot more. And they use the rifts really well in this, because like you're in a boss fight, you can go to a completely different world in just a second, and there's no loading times. It really uses the PS5, so I have to say it's a great game. I think it's worth $70 or $60, wherever you can get it. It's really a showcase for what the PS5 can do, but it's not my favorite game. My favorite game is Returnal.
No way.
I swear, and I haven't even beaten it yet.
Man.
Why are you saying
that?
the
other ones?
More than other ones.
Man.
Let me tell you why.
Yeah, tell me why. Cause look, I've watched him play this game. Like basically since I moved in, man. It's been
no. Okay, it came out late April.
Okay, still.
Okay. It came out late April.
Since you got it, you've been trying to play this game, and you haven't beaten it yet. And it looks super hard. And I don't even think. I mean, look, I haven't played it myself. I haven't got my hands on it. But just watching you play for like the while I have, it's been like, I don't know, man. I don't even think it looks that good. It doesn't even look like it's up to par.
Oh,
it looks like Destiny to me. It looks a lot like.
It's not Destiny. Oh, it's talking about like visually, the gameplay.
Visually.
Oh, visually. Okay, so visuals on this is the weakest. Like out of Resident Evil's Village and Ratchet and Clank. But for me, I'm not a graphics whore. I don't care about that stuff. I don't care about this. It's cool.
I'm not a graphics
whore. that's a thing in like game.
Okay,
I guess.
all right.
I'm not a graphics whore. Ratchet and Clank looks way better than this. Resident Evil looks better. Resident Evil had performance issues though, so it kind of. But Ratchet and Clank was much better. This, it could have been played on the PS4 easily, probably.
Yeah.
Let me talk about the backstory of this. You gotta look up Housemarque. Housemarque didn't make any games anything like this at all. They made 2D action game, like arcade games you could play like at the arcade. So this is a huge step up for them in terms of like visuals, and like this is their first AAA game. So I knew that was gonna happen. So, but I don't really care because the gameplay is where it's at, and it's so fucking fun. Hades was my game of the year last year. And you remember how I described it?
Yeah.
It's what's it called? No. What's the type? You don't even know it.
I'm trying to think.
Oh, it's a roguelike RPG. There you go, roguelike. I went completely
glad
blank.
I didn't try to suggest anything because I feel like it would have just made it worse.
I forgot.
It made it harder for you to remember.
I was prepared.
I never would have guessed.
See, this is why I write stuff down. It's a roguelike RPG. So every time you die, you go straight to the beginning. Every single time, and I love it. I used to hate these type of games because there was no end in sight. It's like, why do people play these games? Now I don't know why. Because Hades was my favorite game last year. And I talked about that in my top 10. But I love the characters, love the story, I love the setting, I love everything about it. The gameplay is fun. And you continuously get better in the game. Like, you get upgrades, you get a little bit further, and you get better in your skill. And the same thing in this. Now, this game is more, like, mysterious because you're crash landed on the alien planet. You have there's nobody there, and you have no idea it doesn't tell you anything. It's kind of like Metroid. I know you never played that, but she always goes to like an alien planet, and like discover what happened to the alien race is similar to this. So you got to scan everything. It's a lot of fun. It looks like Alien. I think it's like a huge inspiration of that aesthetic.
The front cover does. Yeah. It definitely reminds me of that.
Yeah, so there was a big inspiration for it, and I love that look of the like retro 70s look of sci-fi.
Oh, man, the Alien movies look so awesome.
Yeah, for sure. So it kind of brings it back to that, and I love that. And but the gameplay, I love it because it's so punishing. And I haven't even beaten the game yet, and I've had it since April. I had to take a break from it because it was just so frustrating.
Too much, man.
It's not too much because it's every time I put it in, it's addicting because I only set myself for 2 times a day. Like if I can't do it in 2 times, I stop I gotta walk away, even though I still want to play.
You're never gonna beat this game.
I'm gonna beat it. I swear.
You're gonna be
I get better
like
every
2
time.
years.
I'm only at the second boss too. I don't know how long this game is.
You're never gonna beat this game, man.
If I never beat it, it's still so much fun. It's something new every time, and it's exciting. It's more exciting than any other game going out right now for me.
When Mortal Kombat 11.
Mortal Kombat 11
just came out last month.
I hate you. Now the story is like slowly uncovered. Like, why is she stuck? Like, she has to break this cycle because every time she goes out, she realizes this is a cycle. Like, oh, I die, I come back, just like Groundhog's Day, like movie.
That's a cool concept.
It's a cool concept, and it's good for this game because I guess it makes sense within the story. And I just love like going to like an alien planet and like just discovering like what their like culture is, like what happened to them, because they've been eradicated. Like, you don't know what happened to them. I think like maybe somebody took over their race, or like they were scared, something that you don't know yet. I don't know yet. I'm still trying to figure it out, and I've been having a lot of fun. And the gameplay is so fast, fun, and it's just so many different scary like creatures. It's like Lovecraftian. I don't know if you've seen like some of the tentacle creatures. I love that look. So they're hitting that, like the environments, like it's not graphically impressive, but in terms of performance, it's great, and the art style is great. Like I said, with the alien look. So far, and it's I just have so much fun playing it. It's like I'm at the edge of my seat, like super focused, and every little mistake that you make, it's like you get punished for it. Oh, like, so there's a system where if you continuously killing people, you get like more upgrades. But if you get hit once, you lose it.
Oh man,
you lose the like the buffs. So like, better aiming, better like faster aiming.
I'm getting anxiety.
See, that's my type of game, man. That's my type of. I love it. And then you can't just pick up items. So there's like it's a thing, like it's a parasites that give you upgrades. So you literally put a parasite on your suit of armor.
That's fucked up.
So yeah, it is fucked up.
Yeah.
So, and it is fucked up in the game systems where, okay, say like, you put this parasite. So, you have better melee, like your melee percentage goes up, but next time you pick up an item, you get damaged.
There's a trade-off.
Just trade-off on everything in this game, and I love that.
That's kind of cool.
It's like you got to think like what you do.
Be strategic.
Every moment of the game, and it's just I love those type of games. And it's third-person shooters. I love third-person shooters, and it's so much fun to play. And I can't really think too much bad about it. And I know it's like it's very niche. It's very like it's hard to get into, and that's why I like. Remember, I said once I was playing Sekiro. I was on the same boss for a week.
Oh man, you hated
for
that game.
It
sounded like
I was in pain, but it's the same thing with this. I restarted from the beginning, and I still want to play. And also, in my May pickups game, April, I talked about this game a little bit before I like really played it, and I said if this game does good, Sony's gonna buy Housemarque, and I was right. They bought them recently.
I thought this game didn't do well though.
I thought the people were saying what didn't do good. Yeah, it did. It actually did well, and I was surprised. It didn't do like Ratchet and Clank numbers or like Resident Evil. Yeah. It's not going to do that, and it shouldn't, because it's very like you will never want to play this, right?
No, never.
Yeah. I wanted like
the way you describe everything I don't want to do.
Even the like decision making, I love
that's
that type
cool.
of stuff.
I like that, like the parasite thing.
And it's like more than that. It's even more than that.
I do like that aspect of it, where you kind of create your own game sort of thing.
And you only can hold one item at not item, but weapon at a time. So like a pistol, a shotgun type of. But the designs of it's awesome. It looks like you ripped off a alien's arm and you made it into a weapon.
That's pretty sweet. Yeah.
I love the look of it so much. So. I like the Hollow Seeker. I think it was called, like cool names. Spit Maul, like it's kind of like the shotgun of it. It's a lot of fun, man. I can't really think too much bad about it. It's just, and there's so much more to come. That's why I'm excited for it. And the second boss is an asshole. I mean the Crimson Seas. He's an asshole, man. It's so much. It's stressful. It is stressful.
It seems stressful.
It's stressful, but it's good stress.
It's much more stressful.
No, it's because I know I'm having fun. Like this is what I like. So I like to work for my
Fun is fun.
fun is fun. So that's my favorite game so far, Returnal. And congratulations to Housemarque for making a great game.
Congratulations, Housemarque.
Yeah, first time ever.
I'm so proud of you.
I
am
am.
following you guys since
I have
this afternoon.
Well, since the PS4 came out. So that was our list of all their favorite media projects of this year so far, and we're gonna be doing a year-end list. It's gonna be like 3 hours long, so look forward to that. No,
3 hours.
we'll try not to.
Year-end list, man. There better be some better stuff that come out this year.
I mean, for me, it's been pretty good so far. Pretty good.
I need
amazing.
more. I need more like landmark, unforgettable stuff. But I get more. That happens to me less often now. I feel like, like
Because you're so jaded.
I think I am.
Nothing
impresses
it's
me
not you.
anymore.
It's not them. It's you.
Yeah, maybe it's probably true. It's probably true.
We gotta look for it, man. Well, music-wise, I'm surprised you haven't found anything.
Yeah, I mean, there's been like a couple things. Like I like John Batiste's album, but nothing like stuck out to me like those
To be
two.
amazing.
Yeah, to like, I'm probably gonna listen to this for like a while, And
I mean,
like, even like artists I like Foo Fighters dropped an album and I hated it, so I was just like, whatever, And I like a lot of Foo Fighters, so I mean, I love everything, but I like them. I usually like them. I actually hated their album.
That's interesting that you actually hated it. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, you still got like 6 months left.
6
7,
months left
5.
of Discovery.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I mean, is there anything you're looking forward to? You have anything? I can't even think of anything.
I don't know anything that's gonna come out that I know of.
Mm-hmm.
From like bands that I know, like St. Vincent was a big one that I follow that I know just released something, but we'll see. I don't really know what else is gonna come out this year, but I keep track of it when I can. I listen to music less than I used to. I seek out new music. I mean, I usually just am like adding stuff to my list and then,
instead of going back.
Yeah, but now I'm doing a lot more of the going back and like trying to refine my Spotify because apparently you can max out your songs.
You can max out your songs on Spotify. Oh man,
I have. That's how I know you can.
I can't.
You can max
believe
out
that.
your liked songs. Okay. So you'd have to like.
I always just make lists.
I mean, I do that, but I like having it in one big collection. Right?
Oh, okay.
So this is like my Spotify list is like my shelf.
I need like
genres
or like artists. I just listen to a genre or artist.
I do that too.
That's what I mostly do. I just don't listen to random.
Into playlists, but I love putting everything in one big thing and just letting Spotify be like, here, play this,
play it for
play
me.
that.
Okay.
So, but I maxed out and I trimmed down a lot of it. I trimmed down 800 songs worth.
You got rid of 800 songs.
800 like songs.
Man, you hit that like button.
9,000. I'm still at 9,000.
9,000. Okay.
Like songs.
Wow.
Because that's how much I like discovering new stuff. And like when I find something I like, I don't want to forget it. Right? So I want to put it in the vault. That way I can go back and be like, hey.
That's how I am.
So that's why I stopped. That's why I don't really listen to much new music anymore because I was like, well, I got too much now for
man, you need
Spotify.
To slow down, man. You need to slow down.
Exactly. So I do. So I have. Although I've been picking up steam again. And then I know it's a problem because I always end up adding more than I take away. So I gotta get harder now too. I'm like, oh man, is this worthy of a like? Which I hate. Why can't I just like as many songs as I want? Why does it matter? Like, why does Spotify even care?
Because they don't think people are gonna do this. You're insane. But
I am insane.
I would do the exact same thing. I always like put in a separate list. I know like download it or I like it. They don't have that for Apple Music, so it's kind of different.
I mean, I do both. I usually like having everything in one list of like, oh, this is stuff I know I like, and then I go from there and like, oh, this is this mood, this fits that kind of day.
You said 9,000?
9.
I don't think I
90.
like.
It's actually 10,000. Is 10, the
10,000.
max. So, but I have 9,000. I trimmed down 800.
It should be unlimited, man.
It should
be paying for it.
It's like approximately 10,000 songs. It also depends on the length of the songs. It's actually like the length of the minutes. So if you have longer songs, which I have a lot of prog rock, then it's probably like 980, right?
Man, I thought I was crazy listening to every hip hop album.
Dude, I'm insane. Because I listen to so much and I want to try something and I'm like, I like maybe one song, so I just like it and I don't want to forget it. Like if it's not an artist I like everything by, then I don't want to forget this song. or I don't want to forget.
I'm
this
with you
art.
on that, man. See, look, that's why I'm doing. Okay, we'll talk about this later, but
Yeah.
it's going off the topic. But
Way off topic.
I appreciate you doing it.
But
'cause
that's
how
why I
am
haven't.
too.
That's why I don't have more music. That's why I don't have more music. I don't have more movies because I think also a lot of movies got delayed
Oh, yeah, you did.
and put
yeah.
off. And some of them came out this year and released on like HBO Max or whatever. I watched them, but for the most part, a lot of movies haven't really been made.
We're gonna do one on Black Widow. Review on that. That's coming next.
Comes out this week.
All right, and it's gonna be Christmas in July. So Merry Christmas. We're gonna wear the same sweaters because it's hot in here and it's uncomfortable.
Is this
and
really?
we have to do this because it's a gimmick that
do we have to though?
be committed. You gotta be a commitment. You gotta commit it.
I didn't agree to commit to wear.
I committed.
I thought it was a one time. Like,
Okay,
Christmas in July, and then Christmas is over.
No, it's
Christmas
a whole
is
holiday season, man. So we're gonna do this. We're committed to it because we're passionate about doing podcasts.
Fuck this, man. It's hot. It's hot. Hot is hot.
Hot is hot. Hot is hot. You gotta learn how to control that young mouth of yours. Until next time, I see you in the next dimension.
Why'd you have to put it in the video?
Because I had to.
No.
It just came out naturally.
Why? It didn't come out naturally out of your young mouth.
Excuse me. Merry Christmas! Ho, ho, ho! Ho, ho, ho!